give it both to my parents. I would always have to, again, go with my mom to the grocery stores. She would explain to me about what she's buying, what we were making that night, ask me what I wanted to eat, and then I would always be involved with it. And the same thing with my father. My dad, you know, he is super passionate about food. Not so much about making the food. He grills a great steak, but he would always be like, "Let's go eat here. They're making this. Let's go eat there." And I get it from both of them. Because of that, from both of them. Took some classes. I took a cooking class at De Anza, and then I realized that this was something that I really wanted to do. And I dropped out of De Anza and I went to the California Culinary Academy. It's almost like a symphony. A restaurant is a symphony. It is an orchestra. The management are the conductors. And every piece must go right. Everybody must be ready as they can be, but you also have to be ready for change. You know, if one tune is out of whack, the whole thing goes to whack. You know, and the managers have to be there kind of doing this, kind of waving their stick like a conductor to make sure that the flow is there. And I fell in love with that. I really fell in love with trying to become that conductor. You know, trying to find the right tune every night, because every night played a different tune, right? So you could be as ready as you want to be, but you got to be ready for change. And with my whole out of focused, you know, not being able to focus in school, or even for me to, sometimes I start reading a book and then I'll start reading a different book. You know, I really loved the change. I loved the chaos. Restaurants are chaos, you know, and if you're not into chaos, get the hell out. That's what I'm going to tell you. Anyone who wants to start a restaurant, they should do what you did. They should work at any restaurant and feel the pressure, you know, and they could think like, oh man, this is too chaotic for me. I can't take it. I need some order in my life. Well, if that's what you need, don't go into restaurants. And I love that, because that's how kind of like my life right now. I'm Filipino-Palestinian American, but I consider myself estoy Latino en mi corazón también. I am also Mexican in my heart, because my very first friend is of Latino descent, immigrant. All the way till now, I have best friends that are Latino immigrants. I fell in love with the culture from a young age. All the food, the excitement, the colors. You know, it's very, very similar to where I come from, or what I've been exposed to as being a Palestinian Filipino. But it's really hard to say that you don't like tacos, right? So I love Mexican food. I love, you know, street food, all of it. The culture, the language, the dancing, the music, the colors, the holidays, everything about the Mexican culture I am so in love and involved with. So, you know, I said there was a turning point in my life where I made the decision to want to only expose myself to halal food. Getting off late at night, it's really hard to find that, and I'm sure everybody listening can relate. You know, you go to these taco trucks with all my homies, you know, and I can only have a cheese quesadilla. That sucks, right? So I got this idea a long time ago where we should start a taco truck, and so we could not only cater to everybody, right? We want to keep it authentic. We want it to be similar to the same experiences you would get everywhere else, the good experiences. But let's cater to everyone, the same thing we did with Main Street, right? So I wanted to do something where it wasn't only focused to halal eaters, but it was bridging a gap, you know, between a country that is right next to us. Yeah. Well, I'm Palestinian, it's a 15-hour flight. I have Filipino, 15-hour flight. Why are we all not closer to the Latinos? Why are we all not doing this already? Yeah. They're right there. They're an 8-hour drive to Tijuana. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why is this not happening? So, you know, I wanted to bridge that gap. And you know, my Latin homies, they wanted it too. So, you know, with the tech boom and everything that's happening, you know, there's so many Muslims coming into this country. There's so many Muslims already in this country, especially in the Bay Area. Why not show them the beauty that I'm already seeing? You know, why not make them a part of it too, you know, and let Latinos as well see the beauty in us. We're all of similarities, you know. Our cultures, the way we're raised, the concept behind all of it, it's all similar. It's really interesting that I learned that, you know, the Moors that ruled in Spain, that brought a lot over spices to Mexico and brought over the shawarma and all of that, right? That now is the al pastor, which is al pastor chicken is on our menu, by the way. Had to throw that in there. But you get a lot of similarity vibes between the Arab and Muslim world to Mexican world, right? In Mexico. And so you see things like cinnamon and cardamom and oregano and all of these things that we cook with kebabs, you know, and it's really cool. And when I eat some of this stuff, I'm like, wow, this tastes very similar, you know, and the style of cooking is really similar, you know, with the shawarma turning or the skewers. So it's the way things are made with charcoal and the carne asada and all that, you know, and then eating with a tortilla with the pita bread and the wraps and the burritos, and it's all a really similarity. Like it's really cool to become a student and learn how history has kind of intertwined us in a way, you know, but we've all gotten separated at some point, but it's time to bring some of that back. And again, I'm not trying to create a fusion of authentic Mexican food to Arab food. No way am I discrediting what the Latin community and the Mexican culture has done for hundreds and hundreds of, if not, you know, hundreds of years. But you know, all I want to put into focus is our similarities and our style of cooking. That's all, in our cultures. You know, when you ask me why me, why do I feel like I'm that person to bridge? Well, there's several answers to that. I think when you're bridging anything or you're bringing a community together, you have to be a balanced person. Yeah. Being an only child, Palestinian, Filipino in the Mexican culture, being an American. Whether you like it or not, being of all those mixed backgrounds, I had to be a balanced person. Being an only child, I befriended people. I became a people person from a very young age because I just wanted to be around people. There was no technology. I couldn't go on into Wi-Fi and start webcamming everybody. Like, I couldn't do that, you know? Like, my dad would take me to Chuck E. Cheese and be like, make some friends, you know? So, in high school, I was that guy that, man, one day I kicked it with the jocks, and one day I kicked it with the nerds, and one day I kicked it with the rockers, and one day I kicked it with the gangsters. I was that all-around guy. I loved being around everybody. So, you know, I just became this people person, balanced person who likes to meet everyone. And that's kind of what we're going to have to be when we're introducing authentic Mexican food to a whole new demographic, but still introducing halal to a whole new demographic and bringing everyone together to see the beauty in both.